What is going on YouTube? Today we're doing my top 10 LR tier list for part 1 of the anniversary. Obviously, 3 new characters, 3 new kits, 3 new things that they do. I've watched videos on all of them. I've seen what all they can do, what all they offer to their teams, and we're gonna see where they rank now. To start off and slot at number 10, I got Family Kamehameha Gohan. Overall, he's got a lot. He got guard, but he's just got no damage reduction. And ultimately, not having that damage reduction is really what's hurting him. There's a lot of times you can take him into tough fights, and it doesn't matter if he's guarding. He just gets tapped. Like, tapped every time. So that's why I'm going to have him at 10. If it wasn't for the active skill, honestly, he might not even be on the list. I'd much rather have AGL UI over this guy majority of the time. But I think with that active skill, he's just too strong. I'd say it would be a tie between him and AGL UI. Just with his guard, he's just not doing enough. Next, number 9, I got Super Janemba. Janemba's got damage reduction 22%, guards all attacks. He's just got a lot going on here. After receiving a super attack, he's got a high chance to, evade, great chance of nullifying Ki Blast supers. He's got slot 2, slot 3, slot 1, different parts of his kit. He's got damage reduction for another 22%, slot 1. Overall, just super strong unit here. I think he has a lot to offer. Does offer a lot to the teams that he's on as a good slot 1 character. Overall, super duper strong. Can see him moving far on this list going forward. Next, I'm at LR Jiren. It all boils down to that second ability right here. This guy is just unreal. For every key sphere obtained, damage reduction rate 11% up. 50% damage reduction, 350% defense, unable to attack. He literally just sits slot 1 and eats everything. There's really no reason this character should ever fall off of the top 10 tier list for a long time. I He is like similar to Golden Frieza, but Golden Frieza loses his damage reduction over time, while this guy is just sitting there eating literally everything. He's absurd and just extremely strong. Next time I have the Evolution Blue Vegito from the 10th anniversary here. Overall, just a step down, really, from the rest of the 10th anniversary units. He does have that 30% damage reduction with a universe survival category ally on his first entry turn. But really, other than that, you're banking on additionals. You're banking on this guy getting a lot of damage in, or attacks in, rather. You get those 6-7 super attacks, he's a dog. But you get him slot 1 or first rotation in a bad situation, your run's probably over. And that's the unfortunate part about his kit. For the most part, he's pretty strong. And I do want to remind you that 30% with the Universal Survivor Saga, that's just his entrance animation. It is for 6 turns, but still, you might be a fish. If you're first rotation, even if you have a Universal Survivor Saga, you might still get cooked, and it won't matter. Next time I have the GT Goku here. I like what he's got. He guards all attacks the first 4 turns. High chance of performing a crit. I think he performs a crit at 24 key regardless. Supports Power Beyond Super Saiyan allies. Everything besides this guy's leader skill of Giant 8 power is overall a pretty strong ability. He's got the Team Protector Ozaru, Golden Grade 8. Overall, decent transformation for a turn. And then he's also obviously got the Super Saiyan 4 Goku transformation, which is, the best part of the kit. He's got a key plus 4, attack and defense 200%, receives an additional 2 key per key sphere obtained. Power Beyond Super Saiyan or Grade 8 power categories, 70% defense and damage reduction of 10%, which is massive. That 10% damage reduction, though, doesn't seem like a lot. It does add something to the team, and I think that's crucial. Performs a critical hit, for the first 4 turns of the character's entry, so he's guaranteed critting for the first 4 turns. He does launch an additional super at 24 keys, so that's, adding on to it. For every 4 key when attacking, he has attack and defense 44%. That's insane. When HP is 40% or 44% or less, he recovers 44% HP, so he's regenning your health. For every attack performed, key +1 and a chance of performing a crit 20%. For every attack received, key +1 and another 20% to crit. That's kind of just outrageous. His super attacks raises attack and defense, causes colossal damage. Raises attack and defense, causes mega colossal damage to enemy, raises attack and defense by 44% for 2 turns. So he's got 2 turn support on his 18 key, meaning he's got a pretty good kit overall. He's pretty well around. I'd say he is the second favorite on the anniversary here. The Evolution Blue obviously being third. He's not bad. He's not bad. He's just not strong. Not as strong as the other 2, but that's okay. Next up, I'm going to have Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. I've heard a lot of talk about this guy. I think that he has a pretty fire kit. I mean, you just look at the kit from head to toe. Randomly changes key spheres to rainbow. Additional key +1 per key sphere. Receiving the attack, 77% defense. When receiving. After receiving, he gets attack. That, though, doesn't really matter because you're going to want to run this guy in slot 3 for the majority of his lifespan. For the first 5 turns, he's got 22% damage reduction. When there's another final trump card category ally on the team, he's got 77% defense. His damage reduction rate is also another 33, so 55% damage reduction when there's a final trump category ally, and for the first 5 turns. When he's got 10 key or 12 key or more, he's got attack and defense 100%, 18 key or more, attack 77%, launches an additional super. Kind of crazy. When he's got 24 key and more, attack 77%, and performs a guaranteed crit. He's guaranteed critting. Kind of crazy. When receiving a super attack, he has a high chance of defense 777%. I don't like that. I don't like abilities like that. That's why I think if you are going to run this guy, you might as well run him in slot 3. Because the majority of super attacks are going to come slot 1 or 2 anyway. But I don't like that. When receiving a Ki Blast super attack, damage reduction rate 44% temporarily, and counters with ferocious power. Kind of strong, not gonna lie. He's got a lot going on. I think he's going to survive in this meta for a long time. I think the Majin Buu Saga team's only gonna get better, and this guy is gonna eat off the rest of the year. Next, I got Broly here. That first attacker in the first turn, 90% damage reduction rate. You essentially get a free turn. Unable to attack, though, with the 200% defense and guards all attacks. Just really, this first form's really similar to what that standby Jiren does. But except for it is only the 1 turn you go into this guy. He's got 50% damage reduction. He's got, for the first 3 turns, another 26%, so 76% damage reduction. His 12 key gives attack and defense 150%. He gets key for every attack. His chance performing a crit for every attack up to 50%. As the first attacker in the turn, he guards everything. Defense 200% before attacking. So those first attacks, he's going to be eating those. 76% damage reduction, guarding, and a ton of defense buffs on top of that. He launches an additional super if you got him in slot 2 or 3. When Pure Saiyans or Earthbred Fighter category enemies got Ki +3, chance of performing a crit hit by 50%. I think that one's important because of all the new Red Zone stages that are coming out. A lot of Pure Saiyan Earthbred Fighters are going to be popping up. And then when attacking with 24 Ki, he interrupts the enemy's attack, so he stuns them. Absolutely insane kit. I think he offers a lot to the team. Next, I went with Vegito. I think Vegito's overall pretty decent. I personally have not used the unit. I don't have the unit, unfortunately, but I have watched a lot of gameplay on the unit. I've heard people talk about the unit. I think he's just pretty strong overall. He's got the rainbow keys for changing. He got 40% damage reduction. For 1 turn from his entry, or when HP is 70% or less at the start turn, he's got another 20% damage reduction, so 60% damage reduction. 12 key or more, 50% attack and defense. With 1 rainbow key sphere obtained, he's got 50% attack and launching an additional super. That's kind of outrageous. An additional super for 1 rainbow. Launches an additional super attack with a great chance of becoming a super attack just normally. I think he's just got a lot of going on here in his base form. And I mean, not even to mention when he transforms into Gogeta, it just becomes God, basically. He recovers 30% HP, ki plus 5, attack and defense 250%, performs critical hit, damage reduction 40%, randomly changes ki spheres to rainbow, receives an additional 3 ki per rainbow ki sphere obtained. With a rainbow ki sphere obtained, he's got attack 77%, launches additional super, and guards. If you get a singular rainbow ki sphere, this guy is guarding. With 12 ki or more, attack and defense 77% for 5 turns from the character's entry turn. Damage reduction rate is 40%, so another 40% damage reduction rate for the first 5 turns, so 80% damage reduction, guarding all attacks with rainbow ki sphere, and he foresees enemy super attacks for the first 5 turns. When receiving an unarmed attack, he can nullify it. Also, when receiving a super attack, high chance of evading enemy's attack temporarily. Second place, this might get controversial. I got Beast Gohan. What can I say? You run this guy with the new Vegito? He's still the second best character in the game. I don't see another reason why this guy will be replaced. Maybe part 2 pushes him down to 3rd. Some people got Gogeta above him. Me personally, I don't. I love Beast Gohan. I got mine rainbowed. I think he does the business. Let's go through this man's kit. Ki plus 8 and a chance of performing a critical hit. Damage reduction rate 40% for 5 turns. Okay, so damage reduction 40% for 5 turns. Ki plus 3, attack and defense 250%, and guards all attacks at all times. Receives an additional 1 plus ki sphere obtained. When attacking, has an additional 50%. Chance of performing a critical hit 20% when ki is 24. A chance of performing a crit hit 20% up when ki is 24. When receiving an attack, 80% defense, and damage reduction rate up 20% when ki is 24. So at 24 ki, you're sitting at 60% damage reduction for the first 5 turns with guard. For every attack received, ki plus 1 up to 5. Attack and chance of performing a critical hit 20% within the turn for every attack received. So you're just going to be critting every single time. After performing 5 or more attacks or receiving 8 or more attacks in a battle, chance of performing a crit hit and damage reduction rate another 20%. And all allies ki plus 2 from the start of the next attacking turn. So that means you're looking at a total of 80% damage reduction with guard on all attacks, with extremely high chance to crit, with defense built in as well. You're just not taking any damage at all. I mean, I've used this guy every single day for the last 6 months. He's hands down the greatest character, maybe the greatest character. He's up there with AGLUI to be released in the game, and he's still sitting comfortably at number 2. Hi, are you struggling with Goku and Frieza? Let me give you a solution. With the 10th anniversary, we introduced the greatest character of all time. You might know him as Super Vegeta, but you can also pair him with the other greatest character of all time, Beast Gohan. If you want a simple walkthrough, the easiest game ever played. Run those 2 together. Slot 1, slot 2, mix and match. For the first 3 turns, run Beast Gohan slot 1, you're chilling. Alright? You want to do something different? Run him for the entire battle. It doesn't matter. Because then, at the end of the day, you can just switch into Vegeta. You can run him slot 1. Or go Vegito. You win the game. Go Vegito. Use the active. Put him slot 2. Have him counter all of the slot 1 attacks. You attack. Counter all of the slot 2 attacks. All of the slot 3 attacks. You're killing whoever you're battling. With that being said, that is what this guy is the best character in the game. Hands down. Beast Gohan, trust me, I'm the biggest Beast Gohan defender. This guy's insane. The only situation that you are getting cooked in, and you're not even getting cooked, you're taking a little bit of damage, is you get both of him on rotation on his team, you're not going to die. It doesn't even matter. you're not even gonna die. He's that good. You're gonna take damage, but you're not dying. This guy is looking at 100 or 200% attack and defense. Receives an additional key +2 per type key sphere obtained. Earth protecting heroes and Patara category allies key +1 40%. He's giving support. For the first 3 turns, he's got 50% damage reduction. When attacking, he's got 200% attack, 20% damage reduction. Oh, we're up to 70. When attacking with 10 key or more, he's super effective against all types. When attacking with 20 key or more, he launches an additional super attack. As a second or third attacker in the turn, 20% more damage reduction. We're up to 90% for the first 3 turns. 90. Launches an additional attack with a great chance of becoming super attack. That's okay. You know what? They had to balance them somehow. That was the way they did it. From the fourth turn from the start of battle, you can change into Vegito. All right, let's check out Vegito. Attack and defense 200% with a 50% damage reduction, right? Receives an additional 2+ key per type key sphere obtained. Earth protecting heroes or Patara category allies key +1 attack 400% or 40%. So he's giving attack while Goku's giving defense. When attacking, 100% attack. 10 key or more, another 20% damage reduction. 70% damage reduction with 10 key or more. With 20 key, he launches another additional. In slot 1, he guards all attacks and launches an additional super with a great chance of becoming super attack. That's insane. He sits slot 1, 70% damage reduction. Launches an additional super with 20 key or more. I mean, this is my more enjoyable of the two. I love playing with this Vegeta. He's absurd. And not to mention what he does when he goes into Vegito. But first, hold on. Let's look at his active. Activated upon entry, key +3, attack and defense 18%, guards attacks for the battle. So you can put him in slot 2, still guards. Let's look at Vegito, man. Fully recovers HP, attack and defense 300%, receives an additional key +3 per type key sphere obtained, guards all attacks, damage reduction 60%. Launches an additional ultra super attack. Earth protecting heroes and Patara category allies. Key +2. Attack and defense 40%. A chance of performing a crit hit 20% up to 100. For every attack received, another 10% attack. Receives when receiving a normal attack, counters with ferocious power. I have seen him crit multiple times for 12, 13, 14 million. And he sees the enemy super attack for the first 14 turns. Not to mention, he has a target mechanic. Oh, everybody attacks him. He gets 300% defense as well. And all of his attacks become crit. All of them. So all of these right here, these counters, are crits. Overall, just broken. It goes without being said, this character right here, hands down, just he's gonna rock the game probably until the next 6 months. He's just that good. I don't see this guy even dropping out of the top 3, to be honest, until the next anniversary, if anything. He's really just an incredible unit. Hopefully you guys are able to get him in your summons. I'm hoping for the best for y'all. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and peace.